This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
You're working to resolve the situation as soon as possible so that we can return to normal transportation.
Will Indianapolis public schools have bus service on Monday? That is the question tonight after IPS says nearly 100 drivers and monitors called in sick today, prompting the district to cancel service, leaving thousands of students in a lurch. Good evening to you here at 11 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. The district says throughout the weekend it will continue communicating with the union that represents those employees. RTV6 reporter Cameron Riddle shows you how the superintendent and the union representing bus drivers are explaining today's sick calls.
This morning at approximately 5:30 a.m., IPS began receiving calls about driver call-offs, which led to an unavoidable decision to cancel bus service for thousands of students.
IPS Superintendent Alicia Johnson is condemning the actions of the bus drivers, who she calls rogue employees. She says the decision of 95 bus drivers in attendance to call in sick today was a direct response to the district's decision to eventually outsource transportation operations to a private company.
Our teachers and staff are at work today, ready to serve, ready to teach, ready to educate, and the fact that more than half of our students aren't in school to be able to take advantage of that is a travesty, and it's extremely upsetting.
Johnson says the district will investigate each individual sick call to verify that each employee was indeed sick. Those who can't verify could face disciplinary action. According to the contract between their union and IPS, doctor's notes are not required for sick days. And their union rep, Dave Robertson, says he's asked drivers to keep showing up for work.
There's no facts that, folks wasn't sick. And this is the time, the flu season, right, is running rapid at this point in time. So I don't want to jump to conclusions and say that folks called out, in regards to this. But I will say that, if it is, we're not in support of leaving kids out there and not being able to go to school.
Robertson says he understands the impact this has had on students, but he's also asking IPS families to consider the position bus drivers are in. Many are trying to plan for their future. When IPS makes its transportation switch, employees will have to reapply for their jobs under a new company.
Every kid that's not picked up is possibly missing a meal. In some cases, left at home by themselves. We absolutely do not support kids not being picked up, but there's a flip side. And I think the flip side from the bus drivers is they're frustrated. They're, it's confused. They're a little bit hurt. They also got worries. Most of the bus drivers are single parents, so I can see that the frustration level has obviously hit a high.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Well, drivers have told RTV6 they are concerned about the amount of hours they will work along with their benefits and seniority if they are hired by the new transportation company that will take over for IPS in July. We asked parents for their take on the situation.
I don't feel like that was right. I feel like some of them been driving for 20 plus years. Now all of a sudden they got to reapply for another position for another company. That's not right.
I do support the bus drivers, but I also know that they have to remember that we are a village and we have to not let these economical emotions interfere with what we're trying to rebuild.
IPS says its total student population is around 32,000. About 22,000 students ride the bus, and around 14,000 students made it to school today. For more coverage on this issue, go to our website, theindychannel.com, and the RTV6 app. We'll be sure to send you alerts as we learn more about the status of IPS transportation on Monday morning. Now to the forecast. Kevin is tracking a very cold start to the weekend, but that's not how it will end. Kevin.
That's the good news. Big changes for the second half of the weekend. We've had snow showers most of the evening. Watch bridges, overpasses, may find some slippery spots as we begin to dry things out overnight. 24, that's the current temperature. That wind out of the northwest at 16. There, the snow showers slide to the south and east and eventually right out of the state. That will leave us with a dry weekend. Temperatures grab your attention in the morning. You'll be thinking, what warm up? Temperatures in the lower teens and wind chill temperatures in the single digits. Temperatures don't warm warm up for the first half of the weekend, 28 at noon. Then in the afternoon, 35 for the high. When I come back, we'll talk about the change in the wind, above average temperatures, and our next rain chances.
See you soon, Kevin. Thank you. Metro Police are investigating at least 3 homicides within a 24-hour period. The latest homicide happened just before 4 o'clock this afternoon on the west side. Police say they found a man dead in an alley on Pruitt Street, southeast of East Riverside Drive and Birdsall Parkway. He's described as having trauma to his body, but a cause of death is not clear at this hour. No arrests are reported. The other homicides happened yesterday. Police found a man dead south of Eagle Creek Reservoir just before 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Then at around 11 last night, a person was shot and killed inside a gas station at 30th and College. A central Indiana man is asking RTV6 for help as he fights to save his home. The Department of Transportation wants to buy a portion of Jared Orum's property on State Road 26 in Rushville. INDOT plans to widen the road, saying it will make the area safer. Orum says his home has been hit by cars 3 times. He questions how altering the road to move it closer to his house will help keep his family safe. He also feels his home is worth more than the state is offering.
I'd really like to settle with the state. I'd like to get away from this project as far as possible, because it's just going to be nothing but a nuisance. Us trying to get in and out of our own driveway is just going to be a pain for a significant amount of time. Like I said, I'd just like to settle with them and move on.
RTV6 asked INDOT if the department would consider negotiating with Orum. Officials say, as of now, the home is set to be condemned and the family will receive an appraisal through the court process. And people on the northwest side of Indianapolis are also worried about safety on the road just outside of their homes. Danielle Wilson lives in the West 86th Street subdivision just off of 465. She says traffic on 86 gets so backed up, drivers have to stop just to let cars come out of that neighborhood. Wilson says in 2018, she was involved in a crash when pulling out of the community. Since then, she says she's seen at least 3 other accidents in the same location.
It's really unsafe, and people shouldn't have to feel unsafe just trying to get to work or come home.
The Department of Public Works tells RTV6 a traffic study is not being conducted right now because they don't know of high accident numbers in that area. Drivers can report concerns on the Request Indy app or to the Mayor's Action Center. Coming up here on RTV6, another coronavirus patient is confirmed in California. Why this case is significant. And RTV6 never stops working for you. Here's what happened 6 months after residents at an Indianapolis mobile home park reached out to us for help.
At the I-70 Mobile Home Park, reimbursement checks being handed out is a sight many residents never thought they'd see. In late August, the residents who live at the West Side Mobile Home Park were told they would have to vacate the property by October 15th. But that was easier said than done. Many of the mobile homes at the park are decades old and now not so movable. Others couldn't be legally moved on public roads without a vehicle title, and most of those records could not be found.
Thanks to RTV6, you guys have been out here quite a bit, helping us, interviewing and getting things out to the public about what's going on.
After a series of reports from RTV6 highlighting the issue, the Indiana Attorney General filed a restraining order halting the eviction until each resident was either compensated or given their title. The Attorney General's office tells RTV6 residents of the mobile home park have received a collective total of $51,000. This week, residents opened hand-delivered envelopes with checks inside ranging from $1,200 to $3,000. For many residents, that's a new beginning.
Hey, call 1-800-SANDALS. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New at 11, health officials have confirmed a second case of coronavirus in the U.S. believed to be from community spread. That means the patient did not travel internationally or come in close contact with anyone who had it. This case is also in California, where the other suspected community spread case is located. Tomorrow, the city of Indianapolis will wrap up Black History Month with a big community event. It goes from 1 to 4:30 at Municipal Gardens on Lafayette Road on the west side. There will be performances, music, free food, and local vendors. City services Organizations like Employ Indy will be there too.
So we have about 30 of our non-for-profits that work with the city. They're available to offer resources, services that those community members may not know are available for them.
Organizers say everyone is welcome to attend the free, family-friendly event. Well, tomorrow is not just any Saturday. It's a date that only comes around once every 4 years, February 29th. Many retailers and businesses are offering specials in honor of Leap Day. You can find more information about those deals and freebies on our website, theindychannel.com. And right now, we give you a freebie, an extra day in the forecast.
And are you ready to leap into March?
Let's do it.
That's wild. So we got a winter day tomorrow, and then it'll feel like spring for a little bit. Those are temperatures in the 50s. Notice tomorrow, still cold, winter-like temperatures with sunshine only reach the mid-30s in many spots. Once we warm up, and you don't have to wait long, that will hit by Sunday afternoon. Temperatures stay mild for several days. We'll sustain the warmth. As far as rainfall, that will come early next week, but I'm kind of watching here the area of heaviest rain down in Tennessee and Kentucky. South of the Ohio River, we'll see rain, should be widespread, but it looks like the heavy rain threat, at least for now, staying to the south. Temperatures will make a 20-degree jump as we get to Sunday. I think you'll see lots of people outside enjoying the Monon Trail, the parks, just getting some of that warmth back in the feel of things. Temperatures, they'll be in the 20s during the day tomorrow, 28 at noon. Afternoon reading with the wind still cold out of the west hits 35 degrees. If we just follow the wind, that will lead to our big temperature change. Highs tomorrow below the average of 46. That west wind 10 to 15, not as windy as today, but watch how it comes around to the south and then the southwest, bringing with it the warmer temperatures for the second half of the weekend. Overnight lows will be milder into Sunday morning, and that gives us the jumping or kind of launch pad from 35 at 9 a.m. to 49 at noon to 55 for the afternoon high temperature. That's in Indianapolis. Some spots to the south a little warmer. We'll see the clouds increase through the day, but we will remain dry. Our chance for rain will increase as we get late Sunday night. Clouds increase in the evening. We pick up the timeline Sunday at 11. Then as we go through the overnight, the first wave of showers and rain. 7 a.m. Monday, scattered showers as we head back to work, and then that will push off to the east. I think we'll see a little bit of a lull or lag time before rain becomes more widespread again, especially as we get into Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, temperatures stay in the lower 50s for afternoon highs. Indications are March will be off to a mild start just beyond the 7-day forecast as well. Forecast then for tomorrow, sunny, 35 degrees, mid-50s Sunday. We've got Sunday through Thursday, 50 degrees or warmer when we cool back off a week from today. Temperatures are still in the 40s at 46 degrees. Dave?
From RTV6 Sports, this is Hoosier Hoop Hysteria.
Thanks, Kevin. Diving right into it, a couple of 9-win teams. Ben Davis hosting Tech tonight. Giants honoring their 7 seniors. A couple of them going to work early here. Robert Fry drives and misses, but Jerry and Owsley there for the follow. Tech answers, dark uniforms and, forcing overtime tonight. Deontay Banks inside as he's falling down. Tech wins 69-66. Now 10-11. Titans get Warren Central in next week's sectionals. Ben Davis is at Southport. Good evening to you. Welcome to week 11 of Hoosier Hoop Hysteria. I'm Dave First. Brad Brown will be along here in a minute on this final Friday of the regular season for those still playing regular season games tonight. Sectionals begin next week, which means a week from tonight, sectional semifinals. Hard to believe already. So some final tune-ups tonight. 3 number 2 Danville closing things out on the road at Avon. Danville was strong out of the gate. Dylan Ware, yeah, why not? Sinks the 3 ball. Even he looked a little surprised by that. Warriors up 6, but Avon settles things down in the second. In the white unis, Camden Melvin, don't mind if I do. Strong take to the left hand, part of an 8-0 run. Late second, Jaden Brewer then grabs a loose ball, takes it himself. What a jam. Avon with the lead for good. They win 89-73. Orioles are now 13-9. They open with Brownsburg in Tuesday's sectionals. Danville gets Monrovia Wednesday night. Brebeuf and Roncalli getting into things. Ready for the sectionals. They met up on the south side tonight. 1-point game in the fourth. Roncalli in white. Daniel Asher with the fake of the low post move. Rebels up 1 with 4 minutes to play. Brebeuf a little inside out. Austin Ezell here kicks it out to Billy Smith for the 3-ball. Brebeuf out 37-35, taking the lead for good. Nice inside look right here at Thomas Felmeth to Anthony Donahue, but Brebeuf wins at 44-43 as they improve to 15-6. They get Guerin in Tuesday's sectionals. Roncalli opens with Pike. From Bloomington tonight, Bloomington North wrapping up its best season in some 16 years, a 19-5 record after a 13-point win over New Albany. Senior Jeremiah Blair had 20. Also tonight, how about the year Greenwood has had? The Woodman with a 16-5 record, best in some 14 years, also picked up a share of the Mid-State Conference title with Plainfield. Tonight's senior night at Greenwood. The Woodman hosting New Pal. Number 42 is Gavin Dowling among the quartet for the anthem tonight. Teammates, yep, they were into things as well. And Gavin getting right to work on the low post. So they're and 1, and Greenwood with a good start at home. Still in the first, Ian Raker to a cutting Nick Duffy for the lay-in. But New Pal making the trip, taking over from there. Steele Brassfield spots up and knocks down the 3-ball. That evens things up. Back to Brassfield again, not afraid to shoot. And New Pal wins it 57-38. They're now 12-12, get a bye into sectional semis. Greenwood opens with Whiteland next week. Also on the south side, well, these boots are made for coaching. Mark James and Perry Meridian hosting Chris Byers in his first season of Franklin Central FC in the Dark Unis. On the break, Javal Small, the two-handed flush. Franklin Central up 3. Back comes Perry, though. Jaden Taylor takes the feed, throws it down, caps an 11-0 run. Perry's up 8 with 2 minutes left. Scramble from there. Franklin Central's Javon Small again. 3-ball from the corner. We're going to overtime. Tied at 46. FC puts it away. Jacob Whitney misses the 3, but Jalen Hooks comes flying in, the freshman, with the flush. Franklin Central wins it in overtime, 51-49. They're now 14-8. Get Center Grove in next week's sectionals. Perry gets a bye into the sectional semis. Hey, we talked about it on the news at 6. A reminder, the girls' state finals tomorrow. How about Frankton playing in their first 2A final? A great matchup in 4A tomorrow night as well. Northwestern going for a 3rd straight title. They won the 3A title the last 2 seasons. They get Lawrence North as they try to avenge their finals loss from a year ago. It all starts at 10:30 tomorrow morning, Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Hoosier Hoop hysteria coming in all forms tonight. How about conference tourney time for some of the local college teams? Brad Brown staying on top of that and joins us with much more. Good evening, Brad.
Hello, Dave. The women's teams at Marion and Taylor making their way through the Crossroads League tournament. They finished 1-2 in the standings, 3rd and 7th in the national rankings. They split their regular season matchups tonight, a chance to set up a tourney title showdown. Let's start with the Knights. They've lost just 1 game since Christmas, 13-1 at home this season. 3rd matchup against Indiana Wesleyan. And it's the Knights striking early. Katie Giller, the drive, the layup, the foul. She scored the first 7 for Marion, but Iowa was right in it for the first few minutes. Carly Lang on the drive, and the Wildcats had a 2-point lead, but once Marion gets it going, they're just nearly impossible to stop. Rachel Titzer, the senior from Roncalli, open from the corner for 3. A minute later, it's turning into a big run. Shanice McQuay on the drive. Nice dribble move, the spin. 17 straight points. This one was already over. Marion keeps the pressure on. Abby Downer, junior from Ritter, drives and scores. She had 14 points tonight, and then after all of that, they bring in the 6'4" junior Amani Guy. And 17 points for her. Game high. Marion rolls 77-39, 11 in a row as they head to the Crossroads final.
77 is probably about the most we can score. Trying to keep teams, under 50, around 50. You got to guard them. It's the way we're going to win basketball games.
I think that our chemistry is just really good, and practice we make sure that that's the case. And when we come to the game, it shows. No matter who's out there, we all have confidence in each other. And we get it done.
We all keep each other accountable and talking to each other definitely. You know, when things get out of hand, we're the first ones there to make sure nothing gets too out of hand. It feels amazing, you know, but this is the only easy day. So now we look forward to Monday, and that's what we're going to work towards this weekend.
Let's get a look at the other half of that Crossroads bracket. Taylor hosting Huntington. Taylor, white uniform. Sydney Huffman drives and scores. They were up 14 early in the third. Huntington came all the way back to tie it, though. This is 48 seconds left. Turnover. Abby books the steal. She'll score. Trojans retake the lead, and they would hold on for another exciting 2-point win. Also their 29th victory of the season. Monday's Crossroads League final will be at Marion. Third straight year it's against Taylor. A win for the Knights. They could be a #1 seed at Nationals. Both teams should be in the NAIA field of 32. The DePaul women also advancing in their conference tourney tonight. They held Ohio Wesleyan to just 10 second-half points. DePaul's 26-1 now. Sydney Kopp led the scoring with 18. The third-ranked Tigers host Denison in the NCAC finals tomorrow at 4. And finally tonight, the IUPUI women closing out the regular season with a big win at home. Jags take it 87-51. Macy Williams led the way with 23-9. They get a double bye in the Horizon League tourney as the top seed. They don't play until a week from Monday, but it is essentially a home game, the Horizon League at the Fairgrounds Coliseum for their tournament starting a week from Monday. Should be good stuff there. Sectionals next week.
I know.
There are 36 games at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in the month of March.
And we have credentials for each and every one of them.
Be there for most of them, you bet.
Sectionals already.
Here we go.
One more Friday left.
Turn the calendar to March.
The news at 11 continues after this quick timeout.
9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Ashley Home Store.
Hiring Hoosiers knows many people face barriers in the job search, like having a criminal record, but there are also many programs to help people overcome those hurdles. RTV6's Meredith Barrick explains how the business community is helping inmates learn job skills at the Hamilton County Jail.
Kids that I went to school with, they have like career jobs now, they have families, and I'm just sitting in jail.
22-year-old Max Remley admits he didn't make the best decisions, but when speaking to him days before his release, he was adamant about turning his life around.
This time I really think that I'm ready and I've done my time and my duty to get out and do good for me, my family, my community. So
his new attitude is thanks in part to the Tower program inside the Hamilton County Jail. It works with inmates to plan their successful re-entry into society. One major focus, employment. During our visit, a representative from Hiddle Landscaping explained why they offer ex-offenders jobs.
There's studies that show statistics that say you are less likely to recidivate if you maintain employment. I think it's 60 days after you've been incarcerated, so that 60-day period after you're released, if you can continue to maintain employment, you're less likely to recidivate.
Gunn, alongside Sheriff Quakenbush, have relied on support from the local business community to give these men and women a second chance that sticks.
It's really hard to find people in this economy to do a job and really come to work every day and do a good service. And so we saw that need there, and this is really trying to fill that gap.
Something Remley has been working hard to do.
yeah, we've just been sitting down, filling out resume, cover letters. She's been teaching me how to do job applications and a whole bunch of stuff still when I get out in the world, like interview skills, stuff like that. So when I get out in the world, I can use those to my advantage.
Gunn served 50 inmates in the Tower program in 2019, and she hopes the next time they return here, it's a full circle moment.
And I always tell my mentees, like, I hope one day you're back in this building mentoring somebody like you were.
Working for you, Meredith Barrick, RTV6.
The Tower program is always looking for more mentors as well as businesses that are willing to hire the men and women who have completed the program. For more information, go to hiringhoosiers.com. RTV6 will be right back.
The 2020 Altima.
Sunshine, blue sky, temperatures in the 30s, so we don't have all the pieces of the puzzle together Saturday, but Sunday, that's pretty good. 55 degrees, the clouds will increase, but we stay dry. Not on Monday, rain will come back, but temperatures still 50 or above. Enjoy.
Gentlemen, I think that's what we call a Friday.
We get an extra day tomorrow.
Yeah, so enjoy it.
Extra day of February. Because it's the 29th.
And then March, like a lion.
See how that happens?